morning. It is 5 a.m. currently, and we're going to continue doing our study through the book of Revelation. We're in Revelation 14 currently. Excuse me. We're going to continue reading this. We are trusting the Lord in His promise in Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. He says, "Those who read this prophecy out loud and those who take to heart what it says receive a special blessing just for doing that." So we are not testing the Lord, but we're trusting Him at His word. We're going to read this prophecy out loud, and we're going to take to heart what God says. Excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse. I was playing rugby with some of our youth group students yesterday. So here we go. Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. "Then I looked, and therefore before me was the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his Father's name written on their foreheads. And I heard a sound from heaven like the roar of rushing waters, and like a loud pearl of thunder. The sound I heard was like that of a harpist playing their harps. And they sang a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except for the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. These are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they had kept themselves pure. They follow the Lamb wherever he goes. They were purchased from among men and offered as first fruits to God and the Lamb. No lie was found in their mouths. They are blameless. Then I saw another angel flying in midair, and he had the eternal gospel to proclaim to those who live on earth, to every nation, tribe, language, and people. He said in a loud voice, 'Fear God and give him glory, because the hour of his judgment has come. Worship him who made the heavens and the earth and the sea and the springs of water.' A second angel followed and said, 'Fallen is Babylon the Great, which made all the nations drink the maddening wine of her adulteries.' A third angel followed them and said in a loud voice, 'If anyone worships the beast and his image and receives his mark on the forehead or on the hand, he too will drink the wine of God's fury, which has been poured full strength into the cup of his wrath. He will be tormented with burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment rises forever and ever. There is no rest, day or night, for those who worship the beast and his image, or for anyone who receives the mark of his name.'" This calls for patient endurance on the part of the saints who obey God's commands and remain faithful to Jesus. Then I heard a voice in heaven say, "Write, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on." Yes, it says the Spirit, they will rest from their labor, for their deeds will follow them. I looked, and there before me was a white cloud, and seated on the cloud was one like the Son of Man, with a crown of gold on his head and a sharp sickle in his hand. Then another angel came out of the temple and called in a loud voice to him who was sitting on the cloud, "Take your sickle and reap, because the time to reap has come, for the harvest of the earth is ripe." So he who was seated on the cloud swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was harvested. Another angel came out of the temple in heaven, and he too had a sharp sickle. Still another angel who had charge of fire came to the altar and called in a loud voice to him who had the sharp sickle, "Take your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of grapes from earth's vine, because its grapes are ripe." The angel swung his sickle on the earth, gathered its grapes, and threw them into the great winepress of God's wrath. They were trampled in the winepress outside the city, and blood flowed out of the press, rising as high as the horses' bridles for the distance of 1,600 stadia. And that's the end of chapter 14 in Revelation. Again, when you hear about these things, you hear about the things that are coming, the things that are going to happen. That's the reason why we do what it is that we're doing. We just had the Oscars that's out there right now, and people are running around patting each other on the back and celebrating their accomplishments, and that's good. It's good to be able to celebrate each other's accomplishments, to celebrate hard work and labor. These actors, these producers and performers, they all work really hard, and they deserve their credit. But it's also God who's given us the gifts to be able to do those things. And when we don't give the glory back to God, and we don't give the glory to Him for the gifts that we have, we're really robbing Him of His glory, and we're shifting the attention from Him onto us. And there's a great deal of warning that comes with that, because God deserves all the glory. He's jealous for our love and affection, and that means the reason why He's jealous is because that affection belongs to Him. It rightfully is His. It doesn't belong to anyone else. It doesn't belong to our spouse. It doesn't belong to our dog. It doesn't belong to our hobbies or our occupation. It belongs to Him. And when we take something and we glorify ourselves with it, and put ourselves up on podiums and build statues and monuments to ourselves, we forget that God is the one who has given us permission or allowed us to even do these things. So the Oscars are great to watch and marvel at their abilities, but don't forget when you do that it's God who gives them that ability. He's the author of that. We just get to wield them. We get to play with the gifts that God has given us, and God is the author of those things. So if these people are so great and so amazing, imagine how awesome and wonderful our God is. If the book of Revelation hasn't shown you that God is awesome in the sense that He is all-powerful, all-knowing, and magnificent, look at the things in the world around us, whether that be the gifts other people wield, like the Oscars, or whether that be nature and what God allows to happen daily, or within the human body. You know, the things that happen that are statistically impossible, and they happen consistently. Anyway, I hope this is an encouragement to you. If it is, remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel, How to Bible. Share the videos. That always helps us out. And leave comments. We try to respond as quickly as we can. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys later on today or possibly tomorrow.